Hey guys, I'm back again, and in this video, we're going to look at how you vote in the Senate below the line. All right. So, voter education is key, and don't worry if you don't understand it yet. Lots of people have been asking questions, and we want to make sure that you understand how to make your vote count. So, when you're voting below the line, you have to number at least 12 boxes below the line, 1 through 12 in numerals in pen. And this is your way to specify which candidates, even if they're from different parties, that you support and in which order. So whether you vote above the line or below the line, and I'm going to start voting below the line now as I'm talking to you, your preferences are yours. So you have complete control. No party or outside force determines where your preferences go. And there are two reasons you might vote below the line. So one reason, although I hope not many of you feel this way, is that you might think that Matt Ford is a better Senate candidate than me and you'd like him to get the vote. I understand Matt's awesome, but I hope you don't do that. If you want to expire your vote sooner by having enough candidates to list 12 boxes without numbering a major party. So if you don't think there are 6 parties that you really like, so you might think, well, I really only want to vote for Libertarian Party, People First, FON, and Trump to Patriots, right? But that's not enough to give you a valid upper house vote. Well, you might say, okay, I'm going to go below the line, and say for all of the candidates that party that I support has, I'm actually going to number those boxes 1 through 12. So I'm just using this example here. Again, I'm using the same sort of preference order as I did in the other video for the sake of consistency. That doesn't necessarily reflect where our final preferences will land, but you'll notice that the big difference between, if you've watched the other video about above the line voting, is that in the other video, I had to actually list the Liberal Party out of the names that were there to have a valid vote because there were 6 options that I needed to select. Here, if you look at what I've done, I've basically numbered all my preferred candidates in order, and as a result, I've only had to support 5 parties. So you can see the Liberal National Party don't get any joy from me in the Senate. So my recommendation is still to vote above the line. There's a lot more that can go wrong. The more numbers you have to fill out and the more dispute there can be over what your intention was. And my recommendation is, if you haven't watched that video yet that I've done on above the line voting, have a look on my profile, find it, and give it a go. If you've got any more questions or you want to find out more about voting at the upcoming election, leave some comments below and we'll try to help you.
Authorised by S. Payton, Libertarian Party, Docklands, Victoria.